Hello children, we were reading the chapter The Wolves of Cernogratz. Let's continue reading. The merchant said nothing. He had seen tears in the old woman's eyes when she spoke of guarding her memories. So Conrad believed that Amelie's story could be true as he had seen tears in her eyes. I shall give her notice to go as soon as the New Year festivities are over, said the Baroness. Till then, I shall be too busy to manage without her. The Baroness decided to terminate the services of Emily, as she did not wish to keep a governess who tried to pretend as if she was superior to her mistress. But it also shows that she was practical-minded enough to use her services during the hectic schedule of the Christmas season. But she had to manage without her all the same. For in the cold, biting weather after Christmas, the old governess fell ill and kept to her room. But the Baroness had to manage without her, as Emily fell ill due to extreme cold. It is most annoying, said the Baroness, as her guest sat round the fire one evening. All the time that she has been with us, I cannot remember that she was ever seriously ill. Too ill to go about and do her work, I mean. And now, when I have the house full, she goes and breaks down. One is sorry for her, of course. She looks so withered and shrunken. But it is extremely annoying all the same. Withered means thin and weak. Shrunken means smaller, to get smaller and thinner. So the Baroness said that even though Amelie had been ill many times, but she was never too ill to do her own work. Though the Baroness was sympathetic about Amelie getting weak and thinner, she was more concerned about being without a governess when she needed her the most. Most annoying, agreed the banker's wife, sympathetically. It is the cold, I expect. It has been unusually cold this year. And of course, she's quite old, said the Baroness. Why, Weppy, what is the matter with you? While the Baroness was talking to her relatives, she saw her dog Weppy behaving in a strange way. The small woolly lapdog had leaped suddenly down from its cushion and crept shivering under the sofa. Leaped means to jump quickly, and crept means to move slowly. At the same moment, an outburst of angry barking came from the dogs in the castle yard, and other dogs could be heard yapping and barking in the distance. Outburst means a sudden noise. Yapping means making a sharp noise. So as the dogs were barking loudly outside, the fearful dog, Weppy, crept under the sofa. What is disturbing the animals? Asked the Baron. And then the humans, listening intently, heard a long-drawn, whining howl, rising and falling, seeming at one moment miles away, at others to come from the foot of the castle walls. All the starved, cold misery of a frozen world, blended with other forlorn and haunting melodies to which one could give no name, seemed concentrated in that wailing cry. Intently means attentively. Long drawn whining means a long and high noise continuing for a long time. And forlorn means very unhappy. And then the people who were listening attentively heard a long and high howl, which continued for a long time. Sometimes it felt that the wolves were howling far away, and the other moment it felt as if they were howling at the foot of the castle walls, and it appeared as if they had foreseen the death of a Cernogratz. Wolves? Cried the Baron. Hundreds of wolves, said the merchant, who was a man of strong imagination. Moved by some impulse which she could not have explained, the Baroness left her guest and made her way to the narrow, cheerless room where the old governess lay watching the hours of the dying year slip by. In spite of the biting cold of the winter night, the window stood open. With an exclamation on her lips, the Baroness rushed forward to close it. "Leave it open," said the old woman in a voice that for all its weakness carried an air of command such as the Baroness had never heard before from her lips. Impulse means sudden desire. So people over there could predict that there were hundreds of wolves around. All of a sudden, the Baroness left her guest and went to Emily's room and was quite shocked to see the window open, even in that extreme cold. As she rushed forward to close the window, Emily, with a sort of command in her voice, stopped her from doing so. That's all for today, children. Remaining part of the chapter we will cover in the next video. Thank you.